Ambition Hour podcast. I'm your girl, AuDii 3000, and welcome to episode 33.
Yo!
I am so excited and so grateful to everybody who tuned in to episode 32 with CAB. It was the first time that we had him on the show, and we're so grateful to have had him. I laughed so much. You guys got to see a different side of me because he is my family, so you guys got to see a more personal side. I also discovered last week that we have over 1,000 plays on SoundCloud for the Ambition Hour podcast. So I am just so very grateful for that because that's 1,000 streams. Like, that made me feel so happy when I saw the numbers. So thank you to everybody who has tuned in. This is episode 33. If you tuned in from any episode, I appreciate that. And I also want to invite you to join the WTW fam. And how do you do that? All you have to do is just subscribe to the channel and turn the notification on. That way, each and every single time that we go live or we drop a video or, we drop a little segment like the one that I did on Monday, which was TGIM, which thank God it's Monday. We're trying to change our mindset starting in the beginning of the week. And yeah, so just thank you to everybody who's tuned in. I appreciate that, the 1,000 plays. And also make sure that you check out for projects that are dropping today from Spitz and Hav. And what song is it that we have dropping on SoundCloud?
We got Oceans, Laidback Sosa.
We got Oceans by Laidback Sosa featuring Hav. And the song is Family Ties for the video.
No, Food for Thought.
Food for Thought, I'm sorry. Food for Thought is the video that we're dropping today on WTW and SoundCloud. It is WTW Saturday, and as you guys can see, we have our very first queen of the show. Give it up, you guys, for Babyblurr. Let's give a warm Ambition Hour podcast welcome. Thank you so much for being here. And not only is she the first girl that we have on the show, you guys, she is the first 16-year-old that we have on the show. She is the youngest queen that we have on the show in the first. So
stop, you're making me feel like a little baby.
No, that's a lot. I mean, compared to my age, you're a little young, but we ain't gonna get there. We ain't gonna get there, but I'm just so, because I just found this out before even having you on the show. I knew you were young, but I didn't know you were 16.
Yeah.
I'm very happy that at this age you're doing something that you're very passionate about, because I know for me, my passion was dancing. So when I was 16, I was in the dance team. It makes sense for you to be doing exactly what you love. Is this something that you've always been doing?
Yeah, like since I was little, I would always be singing, and then I started writing in like 6th grade.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang, you're so and when did you discover that you had a good voice? Okay, I'm just gonna practice this more, or
I mean, I've been in chorus since I was in 3rd grade.
Okay.
And then in 7th grade, my middle school was starting a vocal magnet. So I auditioned, and then I got in. So
okay, so you've gone to school for that. So
yeah.
You've gone to school so you have that background, and damn, that's awesome. I'm so happy for you. In middle school, I was playing the violin.
I wish I could play a violin.
I'm dying to get a violin too. I want to play it again.
Yeah.
And I want to play it, and then what if I came out with hot ass beats with my violin?
That would be dope.
Not only with podcasts. I'll be out here giving artists beats and stuff. So we're gonna definitely get into more about you because we're having you for the first time, and I'm so excited. And we're gonna be talking about, because I know you have a new song that just came out yesterday. You guys are gonna get a chance to listen to it. And I'm just so excited. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with the question of the week. So it is that time, and you just heard the question of the week. So now you know that we're going to be talking about that. And just shout out to everybody who's watching us on live. I know we're live right now because I got the notification because I am subscribed. So I know that we are live. So shout out to everybody who's watching us right now. Don't be nervous. We're gonna have a good time. This is it. You're with family right now. So so the question of the week is, you guys, would you date someone in an open relationship? Now, out of 23 votes, we got 39% said yes, which comes in at 9 counts, and 61% said no, and that came in at 14 counts. Now, I'm very excited because it was 23 votes, and this time I decided to do more of a video of me asking the question on episode 32. And I'm happy about that because that means that a lot of people actually took the time to watch the story on my story of asking the question of the week. So, would you date someone in an open relationship?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Alright, that's for sure. I know Hob said yes. I'm putting my dog on blast. He's shaking his head. Shout out to Hob. Hob is my brother, also my audio visual. So shout out to him. He makes this very possible and me headache-less free. And for me, my answer is no. And I am going to, like, they know on the Ambition Hour podcast that I like to keep it funky. For me, it's no because the next relationship that I get into is for longevity. You know, I want the next relationship that I am in for it to be for the long haul. I want it for it to be real. I know that in an open relationship, you can't really have that. Like, because if me and him and me and the dude are having a relationship and then everything is good, like, he's still in another relationship. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I get why, because somebody that was dating someone that was in an open relationship hit me up and told me, like, oh, like, it was fun, like, it was cool, like, and then she also was just like, yeah, but I'm getting too old for that shit. So, yeah, I can see, a lot of people that said yes, I can see why they would say yes. So, kind of give me, like, an insight of why you would say yes.
I'm 16. Like, I was in, you know, a long term for being 16, like a year. You know, that was real enough. I'm just trying to, like, focus on everything else right now. So you have, like, freedom.
Yeah.
You know, within the relationship, it's not like you have to be, you know, you can have fun.
Yeah, like, you don't have to be hella booed up all the time because, you know.
And if it's, like, a mutual understanding, then there shouldn't be, you know, like, an issue.
So the reason why I asked this question is because of the show that I do watch, which is Insecure. Have you ever heard of that show, Insecure? Mm-hmm. No, it's on HBO. You probably shouldn't watch it. You probably shouldn't watch it because it's a little racy, but I'm obsessed with that show. So Insecure. So in the show, one of the characters, she is in an open relationship. She is dating someone in an open relationship. Right. So for those of you that watch Insecure, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. I know some of you that watch the show do watch Insecure as well and have talked to me about it. So I was thinking, if you guys want me to be doing like these little Insecure like side pieces, that's funny because I'm talking about a side piece. I do little side pieces like how I did the TGIM. If you want me to do it specifically for Insecure, make sure that you comment below and let me know your feedback. I would love to know because I would love to talk about the show. This past episode, which is Highlight, was hilarious. Like, I was dying laughing. I watched that episode probably like 4 or 5 times. Like I said, if you guys want me to talk about it, just let me know in the comments. They do have a playlist on Spotify, which I think is awesome because they have a lot of good music. So I discover a lot of my music from that playlist. So shout out to Insecure for having a playlist on Spotify and putting me on to artists like Rico Nasty, 1500 or not, or nothing. Sampha, well, I like Sampha from before, and just some like Kali Uchis. And I know you like. Do you like Daniel Caesar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love him.
I love him. His voice is. He performed at Made in America, and I watched the whole thing.
His voice is really soothing.
I love it. I love listening to him. Because you know you do the covers.
Yeah.
And then one of mine was the Daniel Caesar. Because you're like those suggestions, and then because I love that song, Look at You.
Yeah, you weren't the only person to actually say that.
I think you know your voice range is. I feel like it's dynamic. I've heard the songs that you've done, so I felt like you could do it. So you have to give it to us now.
I was going to. It's just that I haven't been able to do the covers recently.
Okay.
Yeah, because I put like the backtrack, like on my PS4, and there's like issues with it right now.
Oh, because you use your PS4 to record your stuff?
No. For like covers, I put like the karaoke because I don't like singing like a cappella.
Okay.
So I'll put that on the PS4, and it's not working right now.
Let me find out you be playing PlayStation.
I mean, I'm trash, but I do.
Oh, dang. You're gonna have a lot of boys out here in love with you, girl. They're gonna be like, bro, she plays video games. I mean, I used to play video games too. Like, not recently, because the only games that my brother has is like 2K.
Yeah.
And I'm not that good with the sticks. I like the shooting games. Which ones do you like?
Okay, my favorite game has to be Uncharted, just because that's the only thing I can actually play.
Okay.
Like, I can't play I'm bad at 2K. How is someone bad at 2K? Yeah, Yeah, that and like Fortnite, cause people can save me.
Oh, okay.
Games like that.
Okay,
Yeah, or
cool.
like a game that I can get away with clicking random buttons, like UFC.
Okay, like fighting games. and
Yeah.
stuff like that. I feel you, cause I do the same thing. That's how I usually play games. It's like I get away, like damn, that's pretty cool. And so Daniel Caesar. Okay, so you listen to. Where is it that you go to listen to for your inspiration? Like, how do you find it? Oh, okay.
Like I've been listening to him for 5 years now.
Okay.
And
That's pretty good. The Weeknd.
yeah, he's like the love of my life. His music, it's really like his old music. It's really dark, but at the same time, like the meaning behind his songs, or like him, like his regrets, like how he came up, like how he used to be broke and poor. He ran away from home. Yeah, and so his like story, he just tells that through his music, and he was the one that got me to start writing. Like listening to his music, I was like, oh wow, I want to write something like that.
So
Yeah.
that was like was that around the time that project with The Zone came out? What is the name of that album? Thursday?
Yeah, it was 3 mixtapes. It was Thursday,
The first one, because there's
Echoes
3.
of Silence, and House of Balloons.
Damn.
Yeah.
That was good.
And it was like mixed into an album.
Yeah, they did it all
trilogy.
together. Yeah, the trilogy. I saw him perform when that. Yeah, I got to see him perform, and we got like, cause I'm a really big concert goer. I love concerts, and one of my things since I am little, I have to go to the front, so I figure out a way to get to the front. And for the weekend, we got hella blood. Shout out to Brandon. He's the one. He was like, he got like a really good spot, and he like was leaving. I don't know why he left, but he gave me the spot, so I was like, I was on the rail.
Wow.
So it was like pretty much front row of where we were. So yeah, have you been to other concerts?
I've been to 1 concert in my life.
2, see who?
This was in 7th grade.
It's okay.
It was One Direction.
Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. She's like, no, it's
It's like, it's
not.
not.
It's cool,
Yeah.
cause you know what? I wish I would have gone to go see NSYNC. So
Really?
yeah, cause that's what that around when I was like in elementary school and high school. I mean, elementary school and junior high. That's pretty much who was popular, like NSYNC.
Yeah.
So that's who I was trying to see, and my mom was just like, "Who? I'm not gonna pay for you to go see NSYNC."
Yeah, that's my issue with going to concerts. Like either I don't have a ride, or my mom's just like, I'm not taking you. No, you can't go there. She thinks I'm gonna die in there.
Yeah, I didn't start going to concerts until I was older. So, and that's when like, and then since I was older, I was working. I had my own money. I was basically like paying for like the best seats that I could get.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I would recommend that, like, to wait and then ball out when you.
Yeah.
Who would you say that you would want to go see in concert right now?
Right now, I mean, Ski Mask is here on the 30th.
With Javier with the ad-libs.
And I just feel like going to see him would be fun, just because everyone in there is gonna be like crazy. So if everyone's hyped up, like it's a fun experience. Yeah.
Is he one of your favorite artists?
No.
No.
I mean, he's cool, but he's not one of my favorites.
Who do you listen like? Okay, because this is also a hip hop podcast. So what like rappers do you like?
Okay, what rappers? ASAP Rocky.
Okay.
X, rest in peace. I love him. Kodak.
Okay.
It's not just because I'm from Florida. Yeah, I think those are like my top 3, the ones that I listen to.
Okay, that's what's up. And what about R&B singers?
Okay, Khaled. I don't think I'm saying that right.
Khalid.
Yeah. Someone told me like 2 days ago, they were like, it's pronounced Khalid, and I was like, okay, sorry. I love him.
I'm sorry, it's because I have a funny story from that, but I'll let you finish. Go ahead.
I think he's like my favorite.
Khalid?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's funny because I was with my best friend. Shout out to Stephanie. I was with my best friend and we went to the beach one day, and then she's just like, yo, Khaled's performing tonight.
Yeah.
Khaled's performing tonight. And I'm like, hype, because I'm thinking DJ Khaled. So I'm just like, yeah, for sure, let's go to the concert. It was like last minute, we're on the beach. It's a perfect, like in a perfect world. It was like beach. The show is on the beach. We're literally like 10 minutes away. Why don't we just go get the tickets, whatever, whatnot. And then like I kept saying Assad because you know DJ Khaled has his son name is Assad. So I'm like, oh man, I wonder if he's gonna bring Assad out. And then like she kind of like gets it. She's like, why do you keep saying Assad? And I was like, cause you know DJ Khaled. And she's just like, no, it's Khalid. You know the singer guy. And I'm just like, bitch, his name is not. I'm like, his name is not Khaled. It's Khalid. And it was funny because it's funny because a lot of people probably have that same problem.
Yeah,
like,
everyone calls him Khaled.
Yeah.
I did not know that it was Khalid.
Yeah, and because the reason why I knew for sure how to say his name was because he was on the BET Awards.
Yeah.
And then they were like asking him and kind of like picking at him, not picking, but like it was like one of the little jokes that they had. And so they were just like, oh no, it's Khalid. And then so when that situation happened, it was just funny to me.
Yeah.
And then so you like Khalid, and do you have done covers by her?
Yeah.
Did you have you seen her the performance that she did for the BET Awards?
No.
That was like the first performance that we got to see her face.
Oh.
Because you know how she's very like she doesn't show her face and she's very like.
Yeah.
Would you? Well, I mean, it would be too late for that. I was gonna say to like hide your face and stuff.
I was gonna do that.
Really?
I was either gonna wear like a mask in every like picture that I posted, everything, just like upload my music anonymously like, as a name. Because The Weeknd actually did that.
Okay, he did.
Yeah.
I remember him telling me that.
And either that or I have this like really weird, creepy looking doll that I stole from my little sister's room because I was like, okay, I need something different. So I drew on her, and now like I have her like thrown away in the closet because she scares me. But I was gonna post pictures of her basically and have her as baby Blurr since she's like a baby doll.
Okay.
It's so weird. But I never did that. So
I mean, your face is beautiful, so I'm so happy that you decided to go with that. So my girl slayed today.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Tell me where the name Baby Blurr came from.
Okay, so my cousin one day, she was just like, yo, you know how you're like writing music? And I was like, yeah. She goes, your name should be Blurr. And so she came up with that out of nowhere, and then I was gonna just stick with Blurr, but Blurr was taken.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, Baby Blurr. Like I was just like, I need something else in front of it. That's it. Yeah.
I like that name because when I first saw the name, I heard so when I first see the name, I'm thinking that it's a male artist, and I saw it on Khalil. Is that Khalil? I saw it on his Instagram that like there was somebody coming out the project, and it was around the same time that I think him and I started following each other.
Yeah.
I didn't know that it was a girl. I honestly didn't check out the project. Well, no, because I hadn't dropped yet. But then, so I know he's promoting it, and then I end up finding out that it's a girl, and I'm like, oh shit, like I like it. Because I would just see like the blur. That's all I would see. So I'm like, oh, I like it. And then I think I remember him posting a picture, and then me seeing you, and I was just like, oh shit, who is this? And then I remember because it was around the same time for SOS, and then I remember seeing that your project dropped the day before SOS, right, or something like that.
I think it was like a week before.
I felt like it was.
Yeah.
I felt like it was the night before. I don't know why. I may be tripping.
Yeah, it was a week because I had to send them like the.
Oh,
tracks.
okay.
Yeah.
So it was just fun because I found out that you were gonna be performing, and so the first time that I see you perform is the first time that I hear your music. I knew you had it out. Yeah, I knew you had it out. But I hadn't listened to it.
Yeah.
I didn't listen to it until I saw you perform. And I'm so happy that I waited. Because, guys, her voice blew me away. At first, I knew her from Instagram. So when I see her, I already know that it's her. And I'm like so excited. And then you finally get on stage. And I was like grinning from ear to ear because I love R&B. And I love the fact that you went up there and you sang. I loved it. So that was your first time performing. How was it?
Yeah, I didn't even introduce myself. I went up there and I was like, what's up?
And then she dropped the mic and walked out.
No, I remember I was like, when I finished singing, I started walking away and then I turned around and I'm like, bye guys. I keep on walking off.
I loved it.
I was like, why did I just do that?
I loved it. And I don't know, like I loved your voice. I loved that was the first time I got to hear your music from Summer Bummer. which
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with. I've literally heard it like so many times. My brother knows the song. Like, it's real. It's real. I love it. I'm really happy to have you here. Tell me the concept of Summer Bummer.
Okay, so I feel like people, when they think about summer, it's all about like, oh, you know, let's get fucked up, let's go party. And so I wanted to do something that people don't really touch up that much. It's like, there's this concept, you know, like summer, like love and summer put together, but what about when it doesn't go that way? So basically it's about getting your heart broken or wanting someone that you can't have. That's what Forbidden Love is about.
I love that song. we're gonna have to talk about that song. Okay, so then with Forbidden Love, you my forbidden love. Sing a little bit. No, you don't have to. But okay, so talk to me about Forbidden Love.
Okay, so I've actually never told this to anyone, and if he watches this, it's gonna be so awkward. That song was about. Okay. If you're watching this, I'm sorry. That song was about one of my best friends, and so me and him, we've known each other for a while. It's actually about to be like a year of our friendship because I met him on Halloween last year.
Okay. So
and that night was that night was like a mess. Like I snuck out, you know, being like the little teenager shithead that I am. And I got caught.
Oh, I was about to ask you that.
Yeah.
I was about to ask you that because now that's an important part of the story.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna get caught because I had done it like 100 times, whatever.
No, but that one time, it takes
that
one time.
one time, but that was when I met him. And so we like clicked, you know, we just like spent the whole night talking or whatever. Everyone was at the beach, and then he was the only person from the group who hit us up, and he was like, "Yo, are you guys okay? Like, how are you guys?" So it was me and my cousin. We snuck out together. So since then we became like really close, and we started talking. And so I kind of like started dating someone else, and then we broke up, and he was like, "Oh, I have feelings for you," and I was like, "Okay." And then later on, I developed feelings for him.
Okay.
But he has a girlfriend.
Hats out the bag, fuckers.
So that song, you know, I mean, I don't have feelings for him anymore. I don't want this to be weird at all.
Okay.
But that song was about having those feelings for him when he was with us. Yeah.
Girl.
Yeah, and his girl like actually heard it, and I think she thought it was about him. Like she asked him about it, and I was like, oh.
Plot twist. It was.
Oh my god, it was.
No. That's actually interesting that you talk about that because in high school I remember having the biggest crush on my best friend.
Really?
Like the biggest crush on my best friend.
Yeah.
And he was such a fuckboy. Like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. And if you know, you know. And I remember him just being like, it was just like, we were always like cool as fuck. Everybody would say, because we actually went to the same high school together.
Yeah.
So from like freshman year to senior year, it was just like, you guys should be together type of thing. It never got to like, where like he ever told me that he liked me. It was just like, no, like we're just friends.
Yeah.
But I was like in love with him. And you know, that it's funny because now when like my best friend sees him, she'll be like, oh, guess who I saw?
Oh,
I'm like,
my
bitch, I
God.
don't care. I don't care about that man no more. Now you know that too. Okay, so I wanted to go ahead and shed some light because Drake and Meek Mill, he basically like, Meek Mill came out to see Drake's performance, or like he came out and he started performing Dreams and Nightmares. Are you a Drake fan? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You don't have to be.
I used to be more when I was like younger.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean he's been in the game for a couple of years, so there's times where you're in his career that I haven't liked him, so, or like I don't really care for him, or I like him more. Oh, so you were listening to him when you were younger, so you know about Take Care and Nothing Was the Same?
Yeah.
Which one's your favorite of the two?
Take Care. The Weeknd wrote half of it.
Yes.
Have loves Take Care. I love Nothing Was the Same. So that's a question that we always love to ask on the Ambition Hour podcast.
Yeah.
I think there's only been like 3 or 4 votes for Nothing Was the Same, and I'm probably one of them.
Take Care is better. Sorry.
I won't argue on that about you. I won't argue about that with you. performance and let him perform and kind of like squash that. I felt like that was so awesome, especially from what happened this past weekend, which was like the whole Cardi B and Nicki thing. I don't really talk about that. Like, I talked about it on my story, so if you caught that on my story, it was just basically like, I don't really like the whole like two women arguing with each other. I get it. It's just, I get it because, bro, when you be wanting to fight a bitch,
Yeah.
like, you know, especially if she keeps talking and you've been cordial with her, and then would you in that situation, would you do something?
I wouldn't throw a shoe at someone.
You wouldn't throw a shoe at somebody. What would you do?
No. I'm just not the type of person that cares. Like, if someone's throwing shade at me or like talking about me, I just let them. Like, honestly, I don't like feeding into
The negativity.
negativity like that.
Yeah, that's something that I don't want to talk about it, but something that's going on in hip hop, and unfortunately, that's what's going on in hip hop right now. That's just like the Meek and Drake thing has kind of like gone down because of what's going on with Nicki and Cardi. And I just feel like as women, we should be empowering each other. We should be pushing each other forward. Like I said in my story, like there should be a collaboration. I'm not saying they gotta be best friends or that they even have to do a collaboration because they've already done it and it obviously didn't work out too well. But I just want, like, you know, if you see some chick that you don't like, just like just brush it off to the side. Like, it's like, just do you. If she's saying something about the type of mother, obviously she's doing it for a specific reason. She just wants to be the only person. And I feel that in life we can all be shining and we can all be, you know, the bomb ass queens that we are, and we don't need to have like any like negativity at all. So I'm happy that you wouldn't feed into negativity.
I would take it as a compliment.
You would?
Like, yeah, get mad over me. I don't care.
You bitches mad. Like, and that's something that also, because I see that there's some things that go on with like Beyonce, and people like talk negatively about her. And we talked about this before we started filming, that you do like Beyonce.
Yeah.
So what songs do you listen to? Okay, so you're doing, because you said you like to do it when you do your makeup. So what's the song that you like to do it to?
This is gonna be so basic. So I like scream my lungs out to like Love on Top. And
Okay.
Halo.
Oh, Halo's a good one.
Yeah, those are like the really basic ones.
One of my favorite is Partition.
Oh my god, yes.
To do my makeup to.
Like, if I listen to that, I'm not gonna be focusing on my makeup. I'm gonna start dancing in the mirror.
Yeah, that happens too, you know. So besides Beyonce, who else do you listen to when you're doing your makeup?
Anything. Like a lot of Kodak.
Okay.
A lot of Juice WRLD. I don't know why I listen to him when I'm doing my makeup, cause you know I like hyping myself up, and his music like gets me really down
Like
sometimes. But yeah, stuff like that, or like songs like Big Bang, you know, that I can just dance to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then like you said, you start dancing, and then there's like a full performance going on, and then you're late, and then you're late to wherever you're going.
Yeah, I get yelled at for that. Like people are always like, "Yo, you have to start being on time more," and I'm like, I know,
but you see the way this highlighter is set up.
My eyebrows take 20 minutes.
Yeah, this face is beat. You know, and you think it takes how long to bake like real food? Imagine like this like.
Your face exactly, and then I think picking out an outfit is harder.
Yeah.
I try on like 5 different things before going back to the first one that I tried on.
I am like so happy to have a girl on the show. I am so, because I've never gotten to talk about this because it is so real. It is so real. Like I am always late because I'm doing something, or like you're not driving just yet, but you will be, and you're going to have to learn how to sorry guys, you're gonna have to learn how to drive and do your makeup. There's gonna be some time that you're gonna have to learn how to do that.
Yeah,
I didn't learn it until I was older, so but I do not encourage you to do it. I'm obviously, you know, in traffic when that's going on. And also just like, you know, people text. It's crazy how people are doing everything but driving when they're driving. Don't drive. Just wait. Just keep waiting. I wanted to talk about some projects because September 11th was this past week. Sorry to like everything that happened 17 years ago with like 9/11, and okay, so you're 16, I was 17, so that was a year before you were born.
Yeah,
September
my mom was
11th.
in the hospital with me.
Really?
She was watching everything that was going on from the hospital room.
So you're turning 17 this year?
Yeah.
And when?
In December. I wasn't born yet, but like.
Okay, yeah, she was okay. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Aw. Yeah, so that was, I remember, like when that happened, I was in school, I was in 7th grade, and I couldn't, everybody was going home early, and I wasn't. I had to stay the whole day.
I would have been so scared.
I don't know, cause like, I didn't really fully understand what was going on until maybe later, or like, cause I remember like being in class and like seeing everything going down, but like, it didn't really fully register that it was like real.
Right.
Until like later on, and then I guess because I just wasn't processing it correctly in my mind. But also September 11th is also a time in hip hop where a lot of dope albums have dropped. We have Jay-Z Blueprint, we have the Fabulous also dropped a project on September 11th of that year, and then we also have the 11th year anniversary of Graduation, which is the Kanye West album, and Curtis by 50 Cent. So December 11th has been a really cool date in hip hop. Unfortunately, 17 years ago, we also had that that really crazy accident that a lot of people have theories on that it wasn't an accident. But we're not gonna get into that. Let's definitely not get into that. But yeah, it is an accident. But like I said, a lot of hip hop albums have dropped at that, on that date. Graduation, which is one of my favorite albums, dropped on that date. I remember that album dropped. One of the first tracks from the album dropped on my graduation day.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and it was like Can't Tell Me Nothing, or at least that was the day that I heard it.
Yeah.
It was the day that I heard it was Can't Tell Me Nothing. Do you like any of those artists? Kanye, Jay-Z, 50 Cent, or Fab? Yeah. Which one?
Kanye.
You like Kanye?
Kanye.
Yes, Kanye's one of my favorite rappers. I love him. Are you a Kim K fan?
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a fan.
Do you like her?
But yeah, I like her.
I love her.
She's funny.
Yeah, no, she's hilarious. And you know what's funny is that people hate her so much, and I get why they do, because I honestly would love to be dating a rapper. Like, bitches be mad
That's
because
like their whole family.
yeah, like Travis is part of that too.
Yeah.
But
if I could have like dated Travis, stuff.
you would date Travis?
Yes.
Oh, it's funny because a lot of people they always say how like she's too pretty for him and like
who cares? No, it's Travis.
So that's the thing, and then people don't like Kylie because of that. Like, I'm pretty sure there are some girls who really like Travis who would want to date Travis that don't like Kylie because she's dating Travis.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like the popular guy in high school that like every girl likes, and then the girl who's dating him, like, they don't like him. Mm-hmm. Is there a lot of that in high school?
I don't know.
You don't know. You don't pay attention.
I don't keep up with all
You
that.
go, girl. I never cared about that in high school either. Like, I would always hear about it, but I never
Wait,
really
actually,
cared.
yeah, I do know about that.
What's going on with some juice?
Yeah, no, I experienced that myself because I was dating someone.
Okay.
That year relationship that I was in, a lot of negativity came up from that because these girls would start rumors, and so they would be mad because he had hoes before me. So. But they would try to like get with him and stuff, and there was rumors about me. I was at Braddock at the time. There was rumors about me at South Miami.
Oh wow.
So
like,
people just started spreading so much, and then the guys would do that too. And I was just like, yeah, it's pointless. It really is. It's just why? Because he was still with me like through all that. So I don't see the point.
And so so the forbidden love comes from you shared where that came from. Yeah. Now, Tease is one of my favorite songs. Like, I don't know, I love how, because Forbidden Love and Tease are kind of like completely different, especially like the way that you sound and the way that you like sing, and I love Tease more than Forbidden Love.
Yeah.
Where did that inspiration come from?
That song is just, I don't know where that came from. I put the beat on because I was listening to it, and I was just like, okay, and I just started like freestyling over it, and that's what I ended up writing. So yeah, Tease is just about getting someone to like cheat, basically. I feel like that happens a lot in summer.
And that happens a lot in general, but I was probably saying summer is probably like the most.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're like.
I mean, I've never done that. I've never gotten anyone to cheat. No. But that's where that came from.
Actually, now that you mentioned that, that is something that happens. happens during the summer, because that's definitely happened.
Yeah.
To me, in the summertime, when you're like talking to a guy and then like, you know, he's cute and then like you want to tease him a little bit, and then summertime, and then, you know, obviously during the summer there's a lot more, at least in this case there was a lot more drinking, because, you know, even though, bro, Miami,
Miami.
they don't know.
Miami.
If you weren't raised here, you don't know how it is to be a high school student in Miami. Like, it's probably not like in any other place, I don't think.
Yeah.
Because I see like what my little cousins go through, and they live in California. And it's like, I think it's just completely different than it is here.
Miami's crazy. Like,
You were born here?
Yeah.
You were born here. And your parents are from where?
Cuba.
They're Cuban? Both of them are Cuban?
Both of them.
And so you were raised here. Your parents are Cuban. How does your mom feel about you singing and like?
Well, I mean, she supports it, but my parents are very like my dad. He's very, you know, education comes first before anything. Like, you gotta stay focused. So they both support that I sing and make music, but they don't want me losing my focus from school.
Okay. And do you plan on, after you graduate high school, do you plan on going to like college, university?
I want to go to UM.
Okay, girl.
Yeah, I'm working on a scholarship right now.
My dog's smart. She's like, nah. But I mean, I see you on your story, like you're studying. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean, I have to, because last year I totally slacked off. So, but I'm still trying to, you know, get out there. You know, next year is my senior year, and I already have everything like sorted out, so that next year I barely have to do anything. So I feel like next year I can focus more on music, and if that goes somewhere, bye, you what?
And so they support what it is that you're doing. So you wouldn't go to school if your music were to take off.
Yeah.
And what, in your definition, does that mean? Like,
if like I actually grew, like if people, like if I blew up, I don't know how else to say that.
Yeah, like I mean, yeah, because if you blew up, like, or if people start listening to you, and then because you have your music on SoundCloud,
like,
yeah, being able to tour,
yeah, have it on like different platforms, like stuff like that.
yeah. And so tell me, like, a studio session for you. Where do you go? Do you go to a specific
You
studio?
know, actually,
Tell me.
everything that I've dropped so far has not been recorded in a studio, and it's not because I don't have access to it. I do.
Okay.
I don't know, like either I don't have a ride or stuff like that, or the person like doesn't they're not there that weekend or whatever. So everything that I've dropped so far has been recorded on my phone.
Really?
And mixed on my phone.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. And are you doing it, or
Yeah.
you're the one recording it and mixing it on the phone?
Yeah.
Girl, you go, girl.
Except the one that I just dropped, Descaraa,
Which is-
someone else mixed that for me,
Okay.
but it was recorded on my phone.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Shout out to your phone, man. There's people, and you know what? There's people that make excuses like, I can't go to the studio, I don't have a computer, I don't have this, and then they make up so different excuses, and then here you are.
That's why, like, I had written a song, and I was like, I don't want to wait to go to the studio. I want to record this now. I want to drop it now. So I figured out how to do it.
You go, girl. What? Shout out to you. This is awesome that we have you on the show and that you're sharing this with us, because there are artists who watch this, and there's also young people who watch this. There's also older people who watch this. So the fact that you're saying that you record your stuff on the phone, it probably doesn't seem like a big deal to you, but I mean, I listen to your music and I would have never, ever,
Really?
ever guessed that I thought that you were legit in a studio,
No, I haven't.
like mastered in the studio. That is very impressive. Listen, you go, girl. You go, girl. You go, girl. Okay, so we talked about Drake and Meek Mill and them squashing that beef, and I'm really happy about that because it was a really cool moment in hip hop. They did have the beef, and I'm happy that that's over, because that means that there might be dropping some good music in the future. I wanted to shed some light on John Legend, because he is the first African American to have won the EGOT. It is the EGOT. It's an EGOT, and it's basically he's won an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony. So that's pretty
Wow,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of those have to do with like 3 of them have to do with movies, and then 1 of them is like music. So an Emmy is, I think it was, I'm not 100% sure for what each thing that he won, the Emmy, the Oscar, and the Tony, but I feel like that is just so cool because he is somewhat part of the hip hop community. And he's an R&B singer, one of the ones that I like. Do you like John Legend?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love him. He's like been making amazing music since forever. His very first album I still listen to all the time. That came out when I was in high school. So to see him and to see his career basically take off in the way that it has taken off, I'm very happy for him, and shout out to him for winning an EGOT. And unfortunately, we lost somebody in the hip hop industry, which is Mac Miller. I just wanted to do a really quick moment of silence for Mac Miller. So we're just gonna go ahead right now. 3, 2, 1. I just want to pay respects to him and his family. I did see something that Ariana posted about him, and that she was sorry that she couldn't basically like help him in a better way and kind of like guide him in that time in his life, as much as she loved him. Did you listen to Mac Miller?
Not a lot. Like I can't say that I was like a huge fan, but a few years back, I remember I would play Knock Knock like over and over and over and over and over and over again. And yeah, I would listen to him like occasionally, but I was never like.
Yeah. I honestly, I never really listened to him like that. I would listen to his music because I had a coworker who liked him, and she would tell me like, "Oh, you need to listen to his music. You need to download this song." And
he was really talented.
Yeah, no, from what I've heard and everything that I've seen about him, and like that he played the piano and like that, it was just a pretty sad thing to have lost him, And I love it. I hate. I think that it's bittersweet, like the whole with him passing, because now like he's in the top whatever, like in the top of the charts, and that's because more people are listening to him. And something that Russ said that I saw in an interview, at least that I heard, is basically like, you don't praise people when they're alive until they pass away. And it's just like, if you're not gonna praise me or you're not gonna listen to my music when I'm alive, like don't do it when I'm dead. That's too. Like, but also music, it leaves like your album. That's always gonna be up. Yeah. Like unless you take it down, and don't, because then I can't listen to it. And then I'm gonna be really sad. And then that's just something that's always gonna live on. Your music is always going to live on. That's very fortunate for the future generations that come and can listen to your music, or even when you get deeper into your career, people can always go back and listen to your first album. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, hey, guys, check out my first album, because people need to listen to that too. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, what kind of fan would it be to not listen to your first project? Yeah. So with people like listening to him now, I think it's great. Unfortunately, it took for us to lose him for people to like care for him, but it's all good. So I know you're part of East Hoodie. Tell me about the whole East Hoodie movement. Shout out to the boys.
Shout out to Jay. Shout out to Creedy, Ivan, Tragic. Basically, we're all artists. Well, 3 artists, like recording artists, and then 2 photographers, and we all kind of just like help each other. We do events together, like SOS Nika. Yeah, it's just like a group.
And they're also in high school.
Yeah.
All of them.
Everyone's in high
school. So, and I think that's pretty dope, because, man, having the boys started rapping when they were in high school too. You know what I mean? So I think that that's pretty cool that you guys are not just recording, but you guys are putting that music out there. And obviously the times are way different than when they were in high school, because now we have access to Apple Music, we have access to SoundCloud, Spotify, different things. It's completely different. So I'm happy that you guys are taking advantage of that. And I know you have a new song, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell me about this song?
This song. Okay, so the lyrics are kind of, not that lyrical, I think. There's not really like a meaning behind it, but I wrote it because I was talking to this guy, and he would always come at me with like attitude attitude. He'd be like, oh, tú eres una descarada, like, you're always being shady, and I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't do anything, I don't go anywhere. And so I was just going through beats, because I do that. Like, I'll just be sitting there searching, and I found this beat, and it just, like, I just started, I was like, okay, let me do something in Spanish. I've never done that. So, yeah, that's how that came out.
And then, so you, is the majority of it in Spanish?
It's all in Spanish.
It's all in Spanish. Okay, because I heard a snippet of it.
Yeah, there's like little like words here and there, like cash. I say cash, and then in part of it, I was like, yo no estoy para los juegos. Like, I don't play games. And then in the background, my ad lib was like, no Xbox, something like that. It's so stupid.
I haven't heard the song because you dropped it yesterday.
It's so.
You dropped it yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and I haven't heard the song, so I wanted to hear it here. I'm gonna be playing it a little bit, so I'm sorry because I cut you off because you were saying it was so what? Like just like little ad libs that.
Yeah, it's just like it's not really like a serious song. I feel like a lot of my music so far has been more serious, like Summer Bummer's like sad or whatever. And yeah, I just wanted something fun, something more hype.
Before we get into this track, I wanted to talk because the cover for Summer Bummer is with the little, is it a little girl who drops the ice cream?
It's like, yeah.
And oh no, she's picking up her teddy bear.
She's picking up an ice cream cone.
Oh, okay. Yeah. With the teddy bear in her hand, right?
Her phone in her hand.
Oh, girl, I'm tripping. Why do I keep thinking there's a? Oh wait, yeah. I'm about to play this.
My best friend actually did the cover art.
Oh,
for Summer Bummer and for Descaraa.
Oh wow, I love this cover because of the Band-Aids. I know growing up, I always had Band-Aids.
Yeah.
So I love that. I'm really in love with that. And what was the whole concept of the ice cream? Because
it's summer. I feel like it's hot outside. You're always eating. I feel like ice cream is associated with summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if you live in Miami, it's like you always want ice cream.
Yeah.
Because it's always hot out here. Okay, so Descaraa that's how you say it, right? Descaraa. Is your Spanish good?
Yeah.
Yeah, you speak it a lot with your mom.
Yeah, and in school, a lot of people at South Miami speak in Spanish.
Really?
Yeah.
I wish my high school was not like that. My Spanish is not that very good. It's gotten better. I speak English the majority of the time, even with my parents. So even with like family members, there's some that have just been living here for so long that I can talk to them in English.
Yeah.
But when I saw the name of this, I was just like Descaraa.
I got it,
bro. And then honestly, that word is mad Cuban. Just saying.
Yeah.
I'm not Cuban. I'm Nicaraguense, but I've grown up in Miami. You tend to learn a lot of the Cuban words and the Cuban phrases, and I grew up around Cubans. So we're gonna go ahead into Descaraa real quick. We're gonna get a little break. You guys are gonna get a little break from this little cute faces though. Let's jam it out real quick. Don't be shy, girl. This is Descaraa by babyblurr. You can find it on SoundCloud under babyblurr, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, under babyblurr. Yeah, I get to hear it now.
Tu cash. Yo solo quiero saber que soy única tuya, que no hay nadie más. Yo no quiero mentiras, yo solo quiero real. Yo solo quiero un hombre que sepa lo que quiere, eso fuera ideal. Él me dice descarada que yo no lo quiero nada. Con ello me quedo muda. Cuando me dice fula, él me dice señorita. beautiful. Él me dice señorita, me dice que estoy muy rica. Él me dice que estoy dura, cuando bailo y muevo cintura.
I feel early. Is we back on? Are we back on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that was Descaraa by babyblurr. I'm so happy we have her in the studio. If you're listening to us on Apple or on SoundCloud, greatly appreciate you guys for tuning in. I love it. And we, can you go ahead and let them know what your SoundCloud is?
It's babyblurr.
It's babyblurr. And
Yeah.
it's 2 R's, right?
Yeah, babyblurr with 2 R's and no caps and no spaces.
No caps, no space. I don't know, girl. Okay, so then Descaraa, the cover for it, I love it. Love it.
Thank you.
I love the that she had the mask.
Yeah,
I really like that. Is that supposed to be you?
kind of. Yeah. That's like a Total Drama Island character.
As a what?
There was this cartoon called Total Drama Island,
Okay.
and so the characters, like it's the art style. Yeah.
Okay.
Same animation.
Same animation.
Yeah.
I like that. I think because you dropped the cover, like, was it a couple of days ago, or like, you've had it for a while, right?
Yeah, it was like this week because
Yeah.
I hit up my best friend. I was like, hey, do you think you can do the cover for this song? And she was like, yeah, sure. She did it in a day.
Shout out to.
She's extremely
Wait,
talented.
what's your friend's name? Let everybody know. So they
Her
can-
name is Melanie. Shout out to Melanie. Her Instagram is on private, so I can't really shout it out.
Tell us what's your Instagram.
Mine is babyblurr.
I'm so happy that you're here. Let me not distract myself with this music right now because we can like play it and okay, so I'm really happy that you came. I'm very, very, very fortunate to have had my first girl on the show. You've watched the show before, right?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, you
Of course.
have, and you were one of the first people who, I want to say one of the first people. You're one of the first artists that I liked that jumped on their story and kind of like shouted me out for
Yeah.
like just listening to your music. And you didn't even say like, oh, she's listening to my music and she likes it. It was just like, oh, go like follow the Ambition Hour podcast, or it was very genuine. So, and I noticed that, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because you didn't have to do that. Because I think the episode that you saw, what from that episode, what was it that like you liked?
I think it was episode 27, the first one that I watched. And I don't know, you were just spitting facts the whole time. I was like, this is real.
I mean, yeah, because I feel like that's something that I always want to do. I want to keep it real, and that way when I have people come, like, it's not like something different, like, or that I'm trying to act brand new, or that they're just like, oh, who is this? Because some people come on the show and they've never watched the show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is understandable because there's, you know, but I'm not the type to have an artist on the show without me having heard or liked their music.
Yeah.
So that's something that I'm also very, very stressing. I want to, not stressful because I'm not stressed. Stressed souls, wait. Blessed souls don't stress, there you go. Blessed souls don't stress. And then, so for me, it was just like something that I want to stress is that this show is very invite only. So only unless I invite you to come on the show, you can come on. So, and then usually the people that I'm inviting are the artists that I like. So I'm very happy again to have had you. And I wish you nothing but success. I think we're gonna start wrapping up in a little bit. But there's something that I love to do, which is thank God I'm ambitious, and then blank. I usually always do one, but I'm just gonna let you do it. So it's just gonna be thank God I'm ambitious, and then you do a blank, and then you just say what you thank God you're ambitious for. Okay, so thank God I'm ambitious. Because you're so cute.
I'm trying to be broke.
Because I can always keep on pushing forward.
Okay, cool. That's for sure. I like that. That's probably one of my favorite answers. No shade to the other people. No, but so like thank God I'm ambitious. Like for me, it's just because I probably always say the same thing, but for me, it's just that last year was a really hard year for me. Last year, I learned so much about the people around me, about just myself, and that's something that I want to like kind of like teach you and the people who watch the shows to just be yourself, to genuinely just be yourself, to chase the goal or the dream that you have. And it seems like you're on the right path because you make music on your phone. Like, you don't come up with an excuse. Like, and guys, she could have told me, hey, I do not have a car and I cannot come, but she had her mom bring her. You know what I mean? Like, bro, talk about no excuses. Like that. Shout out to mom. Like, you know, she's just like, school is first, but I'm gonna take you to this interview. Yeah, I love that. I love that. And and then so basically like the whole thing out of Ambitious is because like last year it was a really hard year for me, and last year around November, December is when I decided that I was just gonna take this dream full on, and I said, fuck it. I don't have any more time to waste. And one of the reasons why I am so stressful about women empowerment is because I feel that as women sometimes we are so scared to just chase something that is in our hearts because we're taught to, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to be married by a certain age, and you have to have kids at a certain age. And I feel like that is not how it should always be. And that's because I swore that that's how my life was going to be. Like the go to school, graduate from school, go into your profession, be in love with a man for like 4 years, and then get married, and then have kids, and girl, and it does not happen that way. It does not happen that way, and it's okay, ladies. Like, fellas, I love y'all, and I know y'all watch the show, but man, like, you don't understand, like, being a woman sometimes, there's so much things that we go through that men, you guys just don't have to go through. And I'm sure you guys have your fair share of things that you guys go through, but we go through so much, and on top of that, we have very sexy bodies, so we get looked at very differently in certain situations because of that. And I just feel like that's not fair. So that's why I'm here, to let the ladies know that it's okay to be sexy as fuck, to put as much makeup as you want, to date whoever you want, to date a guy in an open relationship, to not date a guy in an open relationship, to just have that choice. Like, you have that choice, you have that opportunity. You can chase that dream that you guys have no matter the age. Like, I decided that I wanted to start a podcast when I was 28 years old. You know what I mean? Like, it took me a long time to do it, but I wasn't like, oh, well, I'm 28 years old, I'm not going to start a podcast because I'm that age. You know what I mean? It was just like, fuck it. I'm going to start my podcast because I don't know if I have more time. You know what I mean? We only have one life to live. Imagine if next year, God willing, like, I were to pass away, and I wouldn't have fulfilled at least one of my dreams. You know, like, that's not why I was put on this earth. So, just keep chasing your dreams, baby girl. Like, keep chasing them. Like, I know you're in school right now, so stay in school, stay focused. Don't do what I did and fail math all 3 years. I did that last year. I failed like math all 3 years. So senior year, I was in school and in night school, catching up. So yes, and everybody who watches that, if you're still in high school, like, make sure that you're on those grades, because honestly, like, if you genuinely want, you can literally just go to high school. But if you're going to graduate with good grades, and then enjoy your senior year, like you were saying. This next senior year, I hope that you're able to come up with more stuff, you know, like using your phone. Girl, if you need us, well, you live up north, I'm gonna be like, girl, if you need, I got a studio down here, I'll take your ass. I'll take you. At Dookie's studio, we've had him on the show. He was at episode 28. I love that studio. He's one of my favorite studios. But yeah, so maybe one day we can like maybe do that. I would love that. And yeah, so I think we're just gonna go ahead and just say thank you to everybody. Make sure that you guys go check out her music, which is Baby Blurr on SoundCloud. Make sure that you go like and subscribe to the YouTube page, which is WTWTV. If you're listening to us on SoundCloud or Apple, make sure you go check that out. If you are watching us on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube. We are on the YouTube. Okay. Yeah. If you are listening to us, wait, I can't even talk anymore. WTW Radio on SoundCloud, where we have over 1,000 streams on the Ambition Hour podcast. Thank you so much for that. To everybody who is part of the WTW fam and watches us each and every single Saturday, I am so grateful for you guys. Again, I'm very grateful to have had you here. Make sure you follow her on Instagram, Baby Girl Blurr. Her SoundCloud is Baby Blurr. Make sure you follow me, AuDii Ambition. And for the 33rd time in a row, this is your girl, AuDii 3000, with my girl, Baby Blurr today. I can't even talk anymore. And I am
Darling, you looking so fine. Baby, I just want you to be mine. Looking at you got me feeling some way, but you never show me the light of day. I know you think about it too, about all the things that I can do to you. She don't treat you like she should. You know I would if I could. You are my forbidden love, and my patience is running thin. I'm waiting for the moment that you let me in. You are my forbidden love. You are my forbidden love. You're all that I'm thinking of. You are my forbidden love. I'm spicy, baby, why don't you like me? It might be that you got your wifey, but I think deep down you know you like me. Dirty thoughts in my mind need me a wifey. Every time you laugh, my heart goes boom, boom. Got me stepping on the gas, baby, boom, boom. I want a night alone with you up in your room, room. Let me show you what I can do. Kissing your lips sounds so enticing. Licking you up